Welcome to the next class of polymers. Today we are dealing with some more commercially important polymers. And the first commercially important polymer we are studying is polyamides. And there are different types of polyamides. And the first polyamide we are studying is nylon 66. This nylon 66 is synthesized by uh, he- the condensation polymerization of hexamethylene diamine and adipic acid. In hexamethylene diamine, there are six methylene group or six carbon atoms are there in hexamethylene diamine, and in adipic acid also there are six carbon atoms. That is from four from this methylene group and two from each carboxylic acid group. So the name is nylon 66. This first six from hexamethylene diamine and the next six from adipic acid. So named as nylon 66. This is an example of a polyamide. And this nylon 66 in the synthesis, condensation polymerization takes place. That means this water molecule is eliminated from these two monomers, that is OH from this adipic acid and one hydrogen from this hexamethylene diamine is removed. So we get a new bond, that is NH CO bond. Here it is NH CO bond, and others are same, that is CH26 NH like that, and here is CH24 CO. So this is a example for condensation polymerization, that is nylon 66. And it is nylon 66 is used to make fibers for clothing, carpeting, bristles for brushes, etc. So many uses for nylon 66. And the next polyamide is nylon 6. Here, nylon 6 is formed by the polymerization of caprolactam. That is, a monomer of nylon 6 is caprolactam. That is, polymerization of caprolactam gives nylon 6. And this caprolactam is obtained from this benzene. Here, first benzene is converted into cyclohexane by reduction, and this cyclohexane when oxidizes it convert to cyclohexanone, and this cyclohexanone is reacts with hydroxylamine to give cyclohexanone oxime. Oxime means this carbon C double bond NOH bond, that is oxime, cyclohexanone oxime. And this cyclohexanone oxime undergoes an rearrangement called Beckmann's rearrangement to form this caprolactam. The caprolactam is a seven-membered ring containing one CO group and one NH is there. And this caprolactam undergoes ring opening polymerization to form nylon 6. So these are the examples of polyamides. First one is nylon 66 and the second one is nylon 6. And this nylon 6 is used for the manufacture of tire cords, fabrics, ropes, etc. And the next commercially important polymer is formaldehyde resins. And the first formaldehyde resins we are studying is phenol formaldehyde resins, or otherwise named as bakelite. For the synthesis of phenoformaldehyde resin, monomers are phenol and formaldehyde. This is phenol, C6H5OH. This is phenol, and this is formaldehyde, it's CHO. So here, that CH2OH group from this formaldehyde will be substituting at this ortho position of the phenol or in the para position of the phenol. So we get two products in the first step, that is ortho hydroxy methyl phenol or para hydroxy methyl phenol. And when this polymerizes, that is orthohydroxy methyl phenol polymerizes to form a linear polymer, that linear polymer is called Novalac. This linear polymer means only this polymerization take place linearly, that is it is also a condensation polymerization. So here it is OH water is removed, so here CH2 and hydrogen from the next this phenyl ring will be combined, and here linear polymer is formed. And here this linear polymer, this Novalac, again get cross-link, that is cross-link polymerization takes place, and we get a cross-link polymer bakelite. So this is the structure of bakelite, and this linear polymer is called Novalac. And these are examples of formaldehyde resins. And these are the these characteristics of phenol formaldehyde resin or bakelite, that is a condensation polymer, and this crosslink bakelite is a thermosetting polymer, and the soft bakelite is used as binding glue for laminated wooden products, preparation of varnishes and lacquers, etc. And it's also used for making combs, fountain pen barrels, electric goods, etc. And the next formaldehyde resin is melamine formaldehyde resin. Here, instead of phenol and formaldehyde, phenol formaldehyde resin, we are using melamine. This is melamine. This is a 6-membered ring containing 3 nitrogens and 3 NH2 groups. And so it's named as melamine. And melamine reacts with formaldehyde HCHO to form this melamine formaldehyde resin. Here, instead of NH2, we get NHCH2OH. This CH2OH comes from this formaldehyde, like in phenol formaldehyde resins, and it polymerizes to form melamine polymer. And it's also a condensation polymer, and it is used for making plastic crockery. And this cups and plates made from this melamine formaldehyde resins do not break easily. So this is melamine formaldehyde resin. These are the two types of formaldehyde resins. First one is phenol formaldehyde resin, and second one is melamine formaldehyde resin. And the next category of commercially important polymers are polyesters. And the polyester we are studying is Dacron, or other name is Terling. Dacron or Terling. It's an example for a polyester. That is a polymer of ethylene. This Terling or Dacron is a polymer of ethylene glycol and terephthalic acid, and it is also a condensation polymer. Here it is ethylene glycol. Other name is ethane 1,2-diol. It is called ethylene glycol. That means in ethylene, 2 OH groups are substituted in each side. That is ethylene glycol, and this is terephthalic acid, benzene ring, and in two sides of benzene ring there are COH groups, 2 COH groups. That is terephthalic acid. Here also condensation polymerization, that is removal of water, takes place. This OH, and here H is removed, and we get OCH2, CH2, and this O again CO, benzene ring, CO, etc. This is also example for a condensation polymerization. Here water molecule from here will be removed. That is polyester. That is Dacron or Terling, and it is used for blending with cotton in clothing, and is used in seat belts, conveyor belts, packing frozen food, substitute for human blood vessels in heart surgeries, etc. These are the applications of Dacron or Terling. And the next category is inorganic polymers. That is examples that polyesters, formaldehyde resins, polyvinyl chloride, etc. are organic polymers. But we are studying about now. We are going to study about inorganic polymers. That is inorganic polymers. Instead of carbon hydrogen bond or carbon carbon bond, here some other atoms are also present. Some inorganic atoms are also present. That is inorganic polymers are giant molecules that are composed of atoms other than carbon, and these atoms are linked by covalent bonds. And examples of inorganic polymers are polyphosphates, polycarbonates, polyphosphocins, silicones, etc. And now we are studying about one inorganic polymer, silicon. Silicon means here, this is structure of silicon. So here it is silicon, Si, silicon, oxygen, Si bond. That is the skeleton of silicon. And these silicones are organosilicon polymers of wide commercial use. And the simplest silicones linear molecules, but complex and cross-linked silicones are also present. And most of the commercial silicones are usually methyl derivatives. Here also methyl derivatives are there because CH3 is present here. And it is prepared by the hydrolysis of methyl chlorosilanes. This is a monomer, methyl chlorosilanes. So the polymerization of methyl chlorosilanes will get this one, this silicones. And the uses are used in waterproofing textiles, glasswares, lubricants, anti-foaming agents, paints, varnishes, etc.